Hello and welcome back to the I'm Hungry podcast. And we're back another week in a row.
That's 3.
Look at us. Look at us go. We were just talking, it's happening. We're working on it. And we were just talking about getting the aspects upgraded of the podcast. We need lights.
We need lights, yeah. Because I look like I'm floating in the clouds or something.
Yeah, and I have to be in a very specific position right here. Let me show yeah.
Oh gosh.
And it just goes complete. I have to cover this thing. The blinds are closed.
We should do an episode where we're both just silhouettes.
Yeah.
And you can't see our faces.
And we have voice filters.
Yeah, and we're just emoting with our hands and stuff.
Yeah. We should learn sign language.
We should.
I
want to.
Wouldn't that be so it's kind of like a solution to if we just make everyone in the entire world learn sign language, there will be no language barriers.
No.
Because it's not I guess there is some dialectical sign language, right?
Yeah. But
for the most part,
can't do like some people from different countries, from different languages. They're trained so they can't make the same noises as the other person.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, or it takes a ton, many years of practice.
It's literally muscle memory.
Yeah. So, but everyone can do stuff with their hands and their body. That just takes general coordination that everyone has.
Some people might be more flexible, but that's not gonna come into play when you're doing
I don't think there's any sign language where you have to contort yourself. It's all hands and face and upper body.
I can't say that yet. I haven't stretched enough.
I need to warm up before I say that.
Oh fuck! I have a speech coming up.
I gotta train.
I have a class presentation I need to do. I need to stretch, dude. Ugh. I am not strong enough.
That's a really interesting thought. Why don't we?
Right? Because it's
is there a reason that sign language is not. It can wait. Hold on.
Would that be? Because it's it's a small enough subsect of people where I feel like the format can be uniform across everywhere.
Yeah.
So if we just adopt that and say it's now uniform everywhere for everyone. Imagine going somewhere and oh, I speak English, and they're no English, and then all of a sudden you're just okay. Do you remember that D&D game one shot that we did at Colton's house, I think, and we were there was 4 rogues on the team or something, and we were all talking using
we were signing to get
we're using the thief speak or whatever.
Yeah.
And we look at each other from across the room and be and be yeah. And it would be so dope. Why can't we just do that?
Apparently, according to this one website that I just looked up, sign language is different around the world. There's different sign languages.
So there is different sign languages.
There are, which is crazy.
All right, learn something new every day. There you go.
There's almost 70 million deaf people in the world, and almost 80% of the deaf population live in developing countries. This 80% use almost 300 different sign languages. So the majority, there's ASL, but that's just the American Sign Language, and it looks like the majority of sign languages are split over a huge amount of dialects and stuff. So you could probably, the idea of making a physical language would work as a universal language, right? Because everyone can do the stuff. It's just currently there isn't one it's not universal already.
I feel who's studying languages, and why haven't they figured out the most the easiest language? Why haven't if I was a linguist and I was studying languages, my goal would be to create the easiest to say, understand, and learn language possible for the and that would be it would be made for the express purpose of being the world language.
like I agree.
I
But
feel
I
like
have
that
a
would be
feeling that's
dope.
probably a thing, and like it's just never gonna get picked up. Like people just
No, I feel
like
like everyone that's interested in languages is like out there learning like Klingon because they think it's
learning.
funny.
Okay, hold on. Do linguists uh create?
Have you ever heard of Adamic?
No, what is that?
Supposedly it's the divine language. It's the language that Adam spoke to God.
Oh my gosh.
It's the language that God and Adam spoke together.
Adamic. We should all be speaking Adamic. Why is my video?
Oh,
I'm back.
I think
I'm
you were
back.
just out of focus.
Yeah, but sometimes it'll go out of focus and then it won't come back. Like no matter what I do.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
I just finished reading The Alchemist. Have you read that?
Yeah, I've read the first one. Did you wait? Is there only one or is there several?
I think there might be like
There's a
other
series, I
ones,
thought, right?
but The Alchemist, it's by Paulo Coelho.
I have read the first one. Is it about like kids who like?
It's about a singular kid who's like a
Oh.
shepherd. He's like a shepherd boy, and then he like, it's about like he's like, I'm trying to figure out how to describe it. It's about like your personal journey and like your personal legend is what like the theme of the book is. So like he has like a dream of the pyramids, and like he's like, should I go to the pyramids? And then he goes to see like a fortune teller, and she's like, yes, and give me like 10th of your treasure when you find it. And then like it's all about like his journey that he goes on. He meets like an alchemist, and he learns like the language of the world, and like kind of magic stuff, but like it only gets kind of magic at the end. It's pretty like rooted and like realistic all the way up until like the very last chapter, and then it gets like really. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. There's a lot of good quotes. I annotated it while I was reading it. Kind of.
Oh, nice,
I underlined a lot of parts. It's pretty good. There's a lot of good passages.
That was not familiar to me at all. So I feel like I read something else that was either called like alchemy or something, or not that book. But that sounds interesting. That reminded me of like the last chapter getting all magical. It reminded me of Stephen King's The Stand. Have you heard of or read that? It's this really long book about like a post-apocalyptic world because there was a virus that killed almost everybody, and there's like this old lady that very obviously symbolizes like God or Jesus or like something like the good, and there's this one guy who very obviously symbolizes the devil, and it's like about eventually it becomes like the two camps, and they're like gonna try and wipe each other out, and at the end of the book, God, the literal hand of God comes in and like ends the story basically, and like blows up a nuke or something. But it's like in like the last chapter it like forewent all of the like subtlety of like, oh yeah, these are just symbolizing religious icons, and it was like it literally like God's finger came down from the sky and like poked the nuke and like blew everybody up. It was just like, okay, thanks. It was a very good book, but the ending was just like,
how
wow.
big is God's finger?
It was like, it wasn't huge. It wasn't like city size, but it was like, it was bigger than a person.
Really?
Just a big hand.
Okay.
Like the boss in Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, Master Hand.
Yeah, the Master Hand.
He's like the boss in like lots of Smash Bros.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he's like.
I've only played Brawl and Ultimate.
Yeah, I think he's even in the first one, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow. So they just never defeat him. He just keeps coming back.
It's the whole concept of Smash Bros is that it's like they're all toys, and the Master Hand is you.
Oh. I never knew that.
You're making them fight.
That's crazy.
What do you think amiibos are?
Amiibos?
Yeah.
Like the little guys?
Yeah, you know amiibos? They make amiibo. Do you not know what amiibos are?
Wait.
No, okay, so Nintendo released Super Smash Bros. On like the Wii U, I think.
Okay.
They released collectible like figurines. You remember Skylanders? You place them on the thing and they go into the video game. Disney Infinity.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's like that, but with all of the Smash Bros. Characters. And so there's like a Mario, Samus,
Oh, so that's why they
Pikachu.
turned into statues, or no?
Yeah, I think the idea of amiibos were retroactive because Smash Bros. 64, like the Master Hand's still around and like it's playing with the characters, but they're dolls. They're kind of just action figures.
Oh, okay.
And then in Melee, which is the second Smash Bros.,
Right.
they become like these little like statuette figurines that you can collect throughout the game. And then Brawl, it continues with like the statuette figurine aesthetic. And then they made amiibos, which are like basically the same thing. They look exactly the same. So
Are they physical things?
yeah, you can buy them in real life.
Oh wow. Okay.
Smash Bros. Yeah, it's kind of got like some lore there.
There is some lore. Yeah, I did not know any of that. I do not have much exposure to a lot of Nintendo games. Mostly just.
I played a lot of Nintendo games growing up. I was a Nintendo guy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I had the Wii. I remember.
We were never like huge. We were Lego. We were Lego Star, like all the Lego games.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Yeah.
Lego was goated. What was your favorite Lego game?
The complete saga. You can't beat.
I mean, yeah. But did you play any like? When did you stop playing like the Lego games?
We haven't. We just got the Skywalker saga
Okay.
one.
Did you play Lego Marvel Superheroes, the first one?
No, those look really fun. Oh,
Whoa.
never did those one.
Your audio is getting like crazy.
You froze for a second and then it was like.
Whoa, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe the Wi-Fi is bad or something. Sorry for any technical
Yeah,
difficulties,
probably.
audience.
Sorry, audience.
But
We're still
we'll
in
try
our early
to
days.
we'll try to iron it out as we go. Be thankful that you have weekly uploads. You know, I don't know. What
Yeah,
else.
you know what?
We're actually doing it now. Yeah, so like, this is what it is.
We don't want to get any comments about the quality.
Mm-mm.
Just
No.
accept the fact that we're giving you content.
Honestly, like, I don't even really. I haven't seen like this podcast as like a podcast for like a while. It's kind of just like an excuse to keep up with you because you're my friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's
I
kind of
think
always
that's
what it
the main
was
reason.
in my mind.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
obviously, if we could be famous, that would be dope. Like, being famous has always definitely been up there for me. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or just
I
like
would even like
having
even
like
just not
people like
famous, but just recognition. You know,
Yeah.
just like, oh yeah, there's those two guys who just talk
having
about random
people
stuff.
just like throw money at me for no reason.
Is that what famous people get? Just
Yeah.
Random money.
Yeah. What do you think Patreon is? Like,
Oh, that's true.
the entire concept
We
of
should be on Patreon.
We should make a Patreon. The fuck?
Why are we not on Patreon?
Let's get on Patreon. The fuck? But yeah, like it's literally just like, hey, I like you guys. Here's $10.
Here's some money. Have you gotten any donations on Twitch yet?
No, I haven't even streamed on Twitch since like before the new year.
Oh, well, yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of just. So
Did you
I
get- you
I
have,
have.
like, a chat?
Huh? No,
You have,
I
like,
didn't.
'cause
Yet.
I know there's, like.
I had like no viewers.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about streaming on YouTube instead
Oh. I didn't
because
know.
YouTube streaming is kind of. I think about it this way. Like I've been using Twitch for a long time. Like since
Yeah.
I was like 12. I was watching like Twitch back in like 6th grade. Before
Whoa, I didn't know it was a thing in 6th grade.
Yeah, and it was a thing even before that. Like when I was in 6th grade, I thought I was late to the game. I thought I was like, oh, this is definitely like already a thing. But then it blew up even more, and it's still blowing
Yeah.
up even more. So I'm like trying to get in on it, I guess. But the thing about Twitch is that it's owned by Amazon, and
Oh.
they're kind of just like fucking it up. Like I don't know. Like Amazon bought Twitch probably I don't know, at least like four years ago now.
Yeah.
And they've kind of just been neglecting the systems. Like, it's really just hard to grow on the platform. The interface is like it's pretty decent, but like they don't really have any like new features that have been like they haven't been keeping up. You know what I mean? Like with like the
Yeah.
TikTokification of
Right.
social media.
Of society.
They're still very 2017, I guess you could say. 2015 even maybe.
Oh wow, yeah.
And it's causing a lot of like stagnation and just like petrification of like content and like the flow of the platform.
The petrification of Twitch. You should write a paper
The
about
petrification of that's I'm so good at
sounds
titles.
good. That sounds like a real like showstopper. You drop that in there, it's a bombshell.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's how you
And
get famous. That's how we get famous.
petrification of
Expose
Twitch.
the
I'm hungry.
petrification of Twitch.
There we
I
go.
think
You
that's
heard
the
it here
title,
first.
too.
Podcast viewers and listeners.
Yep, you are the first ones to know about the petrification of Twitch.
Indeed. And yeah, but it's like it's so obvious that like live streaming has been and in my opinion will continue to be like an extremely important form of like media consumption in the next like decade or so at least, if AI doesn't take over and just destroy everything. Right, unless or like we're all just die for some reason. I don't know. What?
Oh, okay. Well, all right. So barring like society,
I think there's a lot of things that could happen in the next 10 years that, like out of our control. Sure. That could just fuck
Wait, when
us.
you say AI taking over, you don't mean AI like.
No, I mean AI. What?
Like you don't mean like AI ruining Twitch. You mean AI like Terminator style, like wipe.
Yeah, like the entire world.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I thought you were like somehow like AI would like start infiltrating Twitch as like fake live streamers or something.
Oh, also that too, maybe. Yeah.
Well,
like,
maybe, but you just meant like absolute world catastrophe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that doesn't happen.
No, definitely not. But yeah, and like YouTube's a monolith. Probably gonna continue being around. You know what I mean? Like in the digital age, they're like the Coca-Cola of video hosting.
They're the place where you post videos.
Yeah,
you know?
like there's always gonna be new TikToks. There's always gonna be new Snapchats. There's always gonna be new Twitters.
Vines.
But yeah, Vines. Like, but YouTube's been there through all of that and will continue to be there through all of that. Not only because like they're just like simple and effective, but like they're owned by Google now. They've been owned by Google.
Google's not going away. So
Google is not going away. The internet needs to go away if Google's going to go away.
Right. And like YouTube is the place where like if you ask anybody where do you post videos, probably the first thing they're going to say is YouTube. You know, like that's it's they have that they're like
Vimeo.
Ketchup, you know, they've got the like intellectual monopoly on it. You know, it's like and everyone's like Kleenex.
Literally.
Do you wipe your face with a tissue or a Kleenex? Like probably a lot of people are just going to say Kleenex, even though they might not ever buy Kleenex brand.
Yeah.
You know, they're just they have that presence. Yeah.
So yeah, like YouTube live streaming might be legit, but YouTube's also slacking. Like, in comparison to Twitch, they're even worse. Like.
Yeah.
They don't have any category. Like they have categories, but like the navigation system is fucked. Like it's a whole mess. But there's not like a lot of people streaming on YouTube at any given moment, and there's not even a lot. Like there's not a lot. Like the games that are most popular on YouTube or on Twitch, a lot of the games, people aren't even playing on YouTube. Like League of Legends, I couldn't really find any live streamers for League of Legends on YouTube the other day at least. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe I'm tripping about that one, but
it's interesting. I mean, YouTube does feel very old. Like the user interface, especially, just it's like you can't do much with it. You know, like I want to see more options and more like better search results and better. I don't know. It just you're right. Like I'm not familiar with Twitch, but I can see why you'd say that like they're not keeping up. It just feels like some companies just kind of Like they acquire things and then just kind of maintain them at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
But they don't like.
But that's exactly how you go under. Like.
Yeah. Right.
You need.
You gotta keep up with the times.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna get swallowed.
Literally inflation. Like. Yeah.
Yeah.
But. Rip the economy.
We're all gonna get taken over by AI.
Yeah, like my goal, my plan right now is just get the degree, get hired by TSMC, and then invest for like a couple years, hopefully, and make good investments.
What's after TSMC?
I'd really love to work at like Carbon. This one company called Carbon. It's like
what do they do?
They do like 3D printing, but like.
Okay, yeah.
It's called DLS, digital light synthesis. So they use like light and like oxygen reaction, like light oxygen reactions to like solidify a resin.
Yeah, right.
That's like 3D
Are those the
printed.
ones that like float up out of the thing and then you break them apart to get you excavate them?
It's like drawn out of a vat. So like.
Yeah. Okay. Like just resin
pulled
printing?
up and then you need to like cut the ends off. But
yeah, resin printing's cool.
So is that what it's called? I don't know. Yeah.
Well, that's how I know it. I mean, it's like a pool of resin, right? A liquid pool of resin, and then it slowly lifts the build plate up and it prints upside down, right? It lifts it up out of there, and then you're left with this thing that has a bunch of crap all over it. You take it off, you put it in like a curing bath, right? And then you break off all the little things. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's resin printing, but what is it?
DLS.
DLS, yeah.
It's like their own like trademarked copyright process. There's something different about it. I don't know. Right. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Well, the oxygen part of it sounds different.
Yeah,
like, I haven't heard of that.
There's no like, I think that the cool thing about it is that like, there's no curing process. Like you don't have to cure it at all.
Oh, okay.
It's like, it's designed to manufacture to like product. Like I think they the point of it is that you can if you want to completely skip the prototyping phase. Like that's their claim. Is that like you should just be able to like design, print, good to go.
But so what's the prototyping phase?
Like
design,
or maybe not prototyping, but like all that stuff you're talking about, like curing it and like
you should, like basically it'll act like a filament deposition printer where it's just like prints, you can take it off and you're good, right?
Yeah.
Kind of. Okay.
But it's a resin.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I would honestly, like, I thought I knew a lot about it, but you know, the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know a lot about a lot of things.
We're just dipping our toes in the sea of knowledge, as our Dr. Hayes would say.
That's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, I've been reading more.
Mm-hmm. What are you reading? But like The Alchemist.
Obviously. Like I said, I finished The Alchemist, but I'm about to reading How to Train Your Dragon, the last book of that. It's a book. Nice. It's a book series, and it's different from the movies, and it's way better.
How many books are there?
12.
Holy crap!
Yeah, and they're way different, and it's way better. Nice. They never are at any point fighting with the dragons in the books. Like book 1, right from the get go, they're like all buddies, and like it's literally it opens on a scene where they're like trying to like Hiccup's class of like Vikings. They're in like Viking school, and they have to sneak into a dragon den and like kidnap a baby dragon because that's gonna be their partner dragon.
Yeah.
So
that sounds like they're kind of like, I mean, yeah, they're living like they start basically at the end. At
the end of the first movie is like the beginning of the first book, but
right.
Then they still go in completely different directions. Like Hiccup, like the cool thing about Hiccup in the books is that he's actually like special because not because he's just like good with animals, right? And not because he can talk to the dragons.
Well, he's an inventor too in the movies, right?
Yeah, but like he is in the books too. And Hiccup in the books, the thing that's special about him is that he can literally speak dragon. Like it's a language called Dragonese, and he can speak it. It's like it's a series of like hisses. Apparently, it's supposed to be like
it's like parcel tongue in Harry Potter.
Yeah, like some shit like that. Yeah, but yeah, and he's like the only one. Like there are like very rarely humans that can speak
so
it, and they're like
he's literally a parcel mouth.
He's like a chosen one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like a good guy. He's not a fucking like Voldemort.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about Harry Potter.
Have you read Harry Potter?
No, and I don't care.
All right.
I've never really cared about Harry Potter. My sister was into it. I've known people. I've had good friends that are into it, and
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you don't care about it, because when you read, all right, if you like these books that you're reading now, you'll read Harry Potter, read the first book, and you'll be like, I need the second book now. You'll read it in like that's like my mom. That's what happened with my mom. She had never read the books. She'd only watched the movies, and she was never like into it or whatever.
That's what everybody says, and like
no, but I'm sorry, it's just the truth. Like I
find it hard to believe that J.K. Rowling was able to write 7 books that were just that good.
But they are. I don't
understand. All right, I guess.
But like so you're talking about the How to Train Your Dragon movies are like they're totally different. Right, the books are totally different and way better.
Yeah.
It's
they're not. No, they're
with
not.
Harry Potter.
No, I don't.
The movies give you the absolute bare minimum of the story to get it moving forward. But there's so much they don't do, and there's so many good things. And you watch the movies after reading. If you read I read all the books before I watched any of them, or every time I wanted to watch one of the movies, I read the book right first, and then you watch it and you're like, what the hell? Like they're missing so much, and it's so good. Like you will be hooked. If you like reading, like you like Dune, you will absolutely be hooked on Harry Potter. I can't. Everyone who likes reading those like that kind of like saga story, you need to read it because it's the best one.
I guess like I'm gonna have to one of these days. I don't know. Like I'll read it the same time as my like daughter or something. We can read it together.
No, you gotta read
book
it
club.
before then. No. Foster, I promise you, it is one of the best books, if not the best book series you'll ever read. Like,
fine.
I can't. And I'm not just saying that because I'm like, oh, I'm a huge Harry Potter buff. I don't know.
Harry Potter!
Yeah, I'm not like a Potterhead or whatever it's called.
Go Gryffindor!
The story, like, I also forget.
What house are you?
All the details. But, like, the story is so... It's a great, like, okay, yeah, I'm not a Potterhead. I'm not like, I'm a Gryffindor. Oh, haha, you're a Slytherin or whatever. Like, I don't have all the merch. I have, like, 0 Harry Potter merch. I'm not, like, Star Wars and Harry Potter for me are totally different. Star Wars, I'm like...
Well, Star Wars is cool.
Right. But Harry Potter is, like, I love it because it's just such a good story. Like, it's the story.
Like...
Purely the art.
I think I would really enjoy Harry Potter a lot more if I had read the first book first. And you know why? Because they're British. And I don't like British people.
What? What?
It's not that I don't like British people. It's just like
movies and the best stories.
Especially as a kid, for some reason, like British people just they just oozed like cockiness and like just like literally like that. For some reason, that's how I like saw British people in my head as a kid.
Hold on. So,
what?
Have you watched like Peaky Blinders or any British TV shows?
No. I haven't watched Peaky Blinders. Everybody says Peaky Blinders is so good, and I'm just I'm like,
you're gonna miss out on so much stuff.
I didn't watch Sherlock, whatever the fuck.
Oh my god.
It was with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes, it's so good.
No, I don't it just like it turned me off entirely. I would just be like,
but that was
they're British. I watched Harry Potter and I'd be like, what a fucking loser. Like,
but when I read Harry Potter, I didn't know they were British until.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I read it first, I probably would have liked Harry Potter.
You can imagine them. However, you don't have to imagine them British. I mean, yeah, there's some things if you know what King's Cross Station is. I didn't know what that was when I read it, so I was like, okay, it's a train station, but. Like, they're British, but you also don't need, because most of the story is like removed from the Britishness, besides some of the language. It's like
But they're so British. Like, it's so. The Harry Potter movies are so British, dude.
you can't base it on the movies. Please, you have to forget the
All right,
movies when you're
like
reading the book.
I'll somehow get my hands on the Sorcerer's Stone and I'll give it a try. I
Okay, you'll
remember.
read this first one and you'll be like, wow, that was like, you'll be like, okay, I want to read the second one. You'll read the second one and you'll be like, and you'll just keep reading. It's an addiction. I've read the whole series like 4 times, I think, over the course of my life.
Four
And
times,
yeah,
what, 9 books?
7 books.
7? Okay.
My dad's read them
Nice.
like 6 or 8 times, and there's
What?
people who've read them way more. But like, you can't. They never get old. You'll go like a year and you'll be like, I want to read it again.
I don't.
'Cause
I
I
don't.
forget
I don't
everything.
re-intake media. I never re-intake media. Like I've
Okay,
tried.
fine.
I've tried.
Maybe.
Especially my favorite form, like my favorite things. I've tried to re-intake them, and I just can't.
Okay, I'd say there's like a significant chance that reading Harry Potter will change that, but also it might not. You know, like that's just the thing with some people that you don't like read intaking media. But Harry Potter is like so freaking good,
All
and
right. Okay.
it's not because I love it completes me like the magic and whatever. It's the story, it's the writing, and it's how intricate and like perfect the plot is.
But then she goes and makes everybody gay.
Well,
Apparently.
wait, what?
Like Dumbledore's gay now. Like after the fact, she like said
Oh,
that.
I don't know. See, I don't know any of that stuff because and sure, whatever, why not? But oh wait, hold on.
Not that anything
'Cause that's
wrong
in
with
the
being
movies.
gay.
Is that in the Fantastic
I just think it's
Beasts?
funny. I know nothing about Harry Potter. All I think that I understand is that like after the fact, like J.K. Rowling went like on like a bunch of like Twitter tirades and just completely fucked up like the I don't know what to
didn't she,
call
like,
it, like
kind
the
of-
canonicity of like the actual stories. I don't know.
But didn't she kind of like cancel herself a little bit
Yeah,
as well?
I thought so. What an interesting
See, I don't know.
age.
I don't
what an
know that, but
interesting age we are
if you
living in.
just read the story, and I swear you will not.
The
You won't
Harry
be
Potter
disappointed.
story is
You will
good.
be like, Daniel, I'm sorry I doubted you. You know what? If you aren't like that, like I'll give you $20 or something.
For sure.
I bet $20 you will love Harry.
Dumbledore G though.
You don't even know the real Dumbledore. You know the Michael Gambon and whoever the other guy was, Dumbledore from the movies, and they're
Michael
like they're good, but
Gambon? Is that the
there's
first
so
one?
much more Dumbledore in the books. Yeah, he was the second Dumbledore.
Oh, is that his name? I thought
Michael
that
Gambon.
the guy. This isn't he the same as Gandalf?
No. That guy's totally different. The actor who played Gandalf?
Yeah, isn't
No,
he the
he's
same
not.
as the second Dumbledore?
No,
What?
that guy's totally different.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, Michael Gambon played the second Dumbledore. I don't
Michael
remember who-
Gambon.
Yes, he's great, but yeah, it's all great. The movies are great, but they're just nothing. They're zeros compared to the books.
All right, I'll take your word. Take your word for it. I'll give it a try.
At least you promise me you'll try it significantly before you read it with your daughter.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
Uh,
it's fine.
Have you seen?
And also watch more British shows. They're really
Nah,
good.
bro. I ain't trying. Nah. Like I try. Like it's just so like. Ugh.
What about it though? What is because you said like it came from when you were a kid. So like what do you still have against the British?
Like they're just all like. It just comes across so like, on all the time. I don't know. Like, British people are there. I can't even describe it. Something about the accent. It's definitely something about the accent, and it's just like how it rings in my ears. I'm like, shut up.
But there's so many different British accents. Like in
Yeah,
Peaky
okay,
Blinders,
here's the
their
deal.
accents are
Yeah,
totally
because I will say
different.
this: like, if the girl has like a really light, like airy British accent,
Mhm.
ooh, that's just like kind of cute. I will say that, but like I don't know, I just don't be fucking with British people. Like something about them,
But-
like color. Get that U out of there. I don't know.
But they don't say it like that.
Color.
It's
Oh,
got color.
I got
but
to
they don't
use the
go,
right colors on
"Colour."
on my schedule. I'm gonna get mixed up.
Sure, but that's like one type of British accent. And also, like, what's the problem with that? It's just
Yeah, no,
entertaining.
maybe I'm just an ignorant American, man.
You're an Anglo.
Woo!
What is what is the word for someone who hates? Oh, you're an Anglophobe. That's what you
Anglophobe. Yeah,
are.
dude. Fuck them Anglos, dog.
But wait, have you watched Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Okay, so Peaky Blinders and Sherlock are like they're on the
They're like
playing
the
field.
British Breaking Bad.
They're on the playing field in terms of how good the story is. Like, especially Sherlock isn't as much story. It's just really good written episodes because they're kind of like bite-sized. They're not bite-sized episodes, but they're like kind of
But I
singular.
like I feel like Sherlock is exactly what I wouldn't like about like a British show is that it's just a really smart British guy being cocky because he knows he's smart and he's like, "Oh, I'm British and I'm smart. Tea time? You're not smart enough to have tea with me. You don't know how much tea goes in
But
the
it's
cup.
less of a
2.64 ounces exactly. That
but
reaches the molality
Sherlock
level."
isn't like you know what? Maybe in the books Sherlock was like that, but and I've read a little bit. It doesn't seem like yeah. Okay, maybe old renditions of Sherlock were like that, but Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock is like he's like a troubled genius. He doesn't know that the planets revolve around the sun, but he can figure out. Right? He's like very flawed. He's super smart, but he only knows
What like time
certain
period
things.
is in?
Modern times.
And he
It's
doesn't.
like, or I mean, modern drives of like 2008 or whenever it was made. But it's like, and Watson is, crap, what the heck is his name? I always forget.
Martin Short.
Yeah. So he's really fun, and Benedict Cumberbatch is awesome, right? And it's really good. The story, the acting and the story is great, and it's like he has a superpower. It's not that he's like, oh yes, obviously, it's like
I'd
when they
rather
show
watch
him-
Robert Downey Jr.
Ah,
I'd
that's disgusting.
rather watch Sherlock Holmes and the Game of
But
Shadows.
but Sherlock in the show, he's like a really he's a high functioning sociopath. He's like
Okay,
it's
that's
like a
appealing.
condition. He's like nobody can stand to be around him because he's just such a jerk. And the story is about him becoming more of a
Empathetic.
person. Yeah, more empathetic.
You
He
see, I don't
becomes
like.
friends.
Also, I don't care about that. Like, that's not an interesting story arc to me. Like,
But that's not the main story arc. The
I've
main
got
story
I've
is
got
just
shonen
resolving.
anime brain, bro. I've been watching shonen anime since like 6th grade. My interesting character arc, like my ideal character arc that I love to see is like weak kid is weak and like but wants to be strong. So he trains a fuck ton and is now strong and beats the shit out of everybody. Like that's the hypest shit I've ever seen. Because then the theme music starts playing. It's like dun dun dun, and then he just and you're like whoa.
Well, okay, if you will like Peaky Blinders if you like that, because it's about like a down and out British gang that becomes like crime kingpins, and there's a lot of music kicks in, and he like freaking punches people, or they shoot a bunch of people.
All right, okay. I'm
Crime
pretty sure I've
kingpins.
watched like all of season 1. That's the thing, and I don't
Of
remember.
Peaky Blinders?
Yes, and I don't remember anything because it's boring as shit.
That's really sad.
Like, I don't
Oh,
know.
okay, hold on. Have you watched Better Call Saul?
I've watched like the first 2.5 seasons.
So do you like?
I
like,
think
slow
I made it.
burn
I
shows?
think like no, I don't think so.
You don't like.
I
slow
don't
burn?
think I like slow burn shows. Like to be
Well,
completely
then
honest.
maybe you wouldn't like Peaky Blinders as I mean, because it is decently slow burn, but it's still got a lot of action. I mean, it's mostly like psychological action, I guess. Like how are they gonna move forward with this in like politics and
Yeah.
like gang politics and stuff. There's a lot of really cool like, you know, action ploys where they've got like a hidden gun somewhere, or like somebody, or like there's the
Yeah,
there's
like
a
I
lot of,
remember a scene where like someone puts a bomb in his car and like
Yeah.
his son almost opens the door and he's
Yeah.
like, "They're after me.
right.
I'm Thomas Shelby." I don't know, some bullshit.
That's so sad, man.
Like yeah, I remember that scene and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of interesting, I guess." Like I don't know. It's like gangster does bad things and then he's surprised when people want to kill him. Like I don't know. Like
I don't think
He's like, why?
that's not what you
He's
should
like, who
get
did
out of
it?
though.
Who did
He
it?
knows he's a bad. The whole thing is he knows he's a bad.
Oh, it
person.
was me, the
Like,
other crime boss with the pencil mustache, and I wanna, yeah. Like, it was you? Like, yeah. And like, okay, yeah,
but
obviously
I
it was
don't think
him.
the mystery. I don't think there's ever a mystery of who's trying to kill him. It's about the
Like,
action comes. The thrill
the
comes from he
repercussions.
knows who's the repercussion. He knows who's trying to kill him, but he can't kill them because then something else worse is going to happen. So it's about getting in a position. It's like maneuvering in a position
It's like
where you can
chess.
afford. Yeah, it's a chess. It's a show about gang chess.
See, I got burned out on chess real young. I was in a chess club. I beat everyone in that bitch. Was like, this is boring. Left.
You beat everyone in your. Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
I like ended
in
up.
elementary school.
Yeah, I ended up that like better than like all the other people in the chess club. Like everyone that would show up like weekly. And I remember there was this one. There was this one kid. I'm not gonna use his real name. Let's call him Tim. There's one kid, Tim.
Jim.
That was not Jim.
No,
But Tim had been going to chess club for like years, and like his whole family went, and they all just played chess all the time. And I beat like all of them after like a year and a half of like going to chess club. And it like I remember it wasn't even like it got to a point where I was just like bored. I was like, this isn't hard, like this isn't challenging. Maybe I needed a better challenge, but I didn't really care. I didn't really care.
Maybe you were gonna be a famous chess
I was gonna
prodigy.
be a fucking chess maniac, dude. But like chess is boring as shit. Like chess, yeah, it survived all this time, and like yeah, it had a little pop off earlier this year, but like it's a finite game. There's only a certain amount of. There's only like so many positions.
But it's not. That hasn't been proven yet. It's not a solved game, as far as I know. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like checkers is a solved game. You can win if you do a certain combination of moves, and you start or something. There's a way to win every single time, and you follow the algorithm, and you'll win. But
chess isn't.
Chess is not that way yet. That's why they're still working on making chess engines that are like better and stronger, because like it probably is a solved game, but it's such an incredibly complicated one that like it hasn't been proven yet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it is solved, then to me that just says like that's just a bunch of like dudes just sitting around being like, I'm better. No, I'm better.
Well, that's definitely what it is. Yeah, I mean it's about memorization. But have you played? If you play, you might like Chess 960. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Like Bobby Fischer made a variant of chess because he was like you. He was like the later half of his life was like he quit chess and he hated it because it was just who could memorize more moves, right?
Yeah.
More routes, more paths.
Yeah.
So he made this version of chess that randomly places the back row, right? So you still have all your pawns in the front, but it randomly assorts the back row and then mirrors it for the other side. So you both have the same starting arrangement,
but it's now randomized.
Yeah. So now you've destroyed all of the other openings, all the other end game. Like you've destroyed all the theory, and there are, I think it's 960 possible combinations of starting lineups. So there's no way that anyone could memorize enough to be a master.
So it's a lot of just like raw chess intuition.
Yes, it's
that's
the better.
And that's how I played, bro. Like maybe I should try that because that's how I played. I never memorized anything, and like I made it to the state championships.
Oh wow!
I remember I didn't do well. I think I went like 1-3, but I won a game at the state championships.
That's pretty cool.
I remember I memorized like a few like quick checkmates. What was that?
You might like Chess 960 then. I would try it.
I'll try that.
You can go on chess.com and play.
I memorized a few like quick checkmates, and I remember I pulled one on a guy in a tournament, and we walked up. I was like, I tried so hard not to like smile, like it was so big while it was happening because it was like it was a 4-move checkmate, I think.
Yeah.
If you probably know that one, it's pretty popular.
Yeah.
And that's why I was surprised it worked because what?
It's for black, right? 4-move checkmate.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, right.
It might work on both sides though.
Oh no, hold on. The scholar's mate is for. No, sorry. What is the? There's a few. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, and we go up to the table, right? Where you're like, you report your scores.
Yeah.
And it was like literally like 3 minutes, right? And the guy is like, "What'd you do? Like, how'd you finish so fast?" And then I was like, "This is what I did to him," and I like showed him my moves because I wrote it down. He's like, he looks at it, and he looks at the guy, and he looks at it again, and he's like, "How'd you let him do this to you?" And I was like, "Ah!" I was like,
Wow.
"No way!" He got like so disrespected. But yeah, that was, and after I did that, I was just like, I'm done with chess. I was like, I humiliated someone in a tournament. I
quit while you're ahead.
was the best in my elementary chess club.
Yeah.
I got a medal. They gave me a medal.
You
I
know
got a
what?
trophy.
Your career, you reached the pinnacle of your career, and you decided to just.
Yep.
Yeah, I respect that.
But yeah, I never memorized any. I never memorized any openings. I just learned how to play and then just looked at the board and was like,
Yeah.
I think they're gonna do this, so I'm gonna set up there. And then, like, if I do this, and then I have, like, a double attack on this one piece, and if they do that, I can just sweep in there.
I mean, that's how most. I feel like that's how most, that's how most players play when they're not at like like crazy high level.
Yeah.
Like, and that's how I played. I've gone through like chess phases. Like when I was in this chess club at elementary school. I never really like got into it a bunch or practiced, but then and I've just played for fun. And sometimes I'll just be like, oh yeah, I want to play more chess, and then I'll get into it, and I'll like watch videos. And I've memorized a few openings, but other than that, it's just like, yeah, just getting better at like seeing attacks is what I try and do. I don't want to memorize the entire.
That's like the
game,
main
right?
thing, probably.
Yeah, right. Like remembering like patterns, like, oh, if he's got a pawn here, then there's probably, or if he's got this set up here, there's probably some sort of attack here. It's like, oh, that's probably not good for him. I could probably do something for that. That kind of thing. But I haven't played in a while. I need to get back into it.
Yeah.
I guess if you don't like chess, you may not like Peaky Blinders. Like I wouldn't recommend continuing Peaky Blinders. But Harry Potter is not chess. It's like a saga. It's like a story. You will care so much about the characters. You will be like, you will just be amazed at how all of it fits together, and like it's fantastic. It's like mystery, action, romance. It's like kind of sci-fi, with the spells and stuff. It's just fun. It's fantasy.
Have you seen the video game that they're making
For Harry Potter?
Mm-hmm.
No.
They're making a video game that's like Hogwarts Academy, and like you make a character and like go to school and do quests, and it all takes place in like 1984, like 12 years before the Harry Potter story, like canonically.
Is it a mobile game, or is it like a real?
It's gonna be like a real game, like a
Wow.
real AAA game. They're releasing it. I think it comes out like soon.
Wow.
But yeah.
That sounds kind of cool. But at the same time, see, that's not. I don't know. That like for me, Harry Potter, it's not. There's only so much you can do with the story that's already been written, right? Like people are like, based on these rules that J.K. Rowling gave us, like from the story, let's continue the legend, the expanded universe or whatever. And it's like, okay, but the story, I feel like it's just such a compact thing that, like, yeah, it would be cool to be a wizard and blah 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 blah, but it's only really cool if you're Harry Potter, honestly. So I don't know. That's why I'm saying I'm not like a oh my god, the wizarding world is amazing. It's so great. It's like I'm interested in the story, and then once I finish the story, I'm pretty much done with Harry Potter until I read it again.
Okay.
So.
It's a thing for you. It's just like that's it.
It's a piece of art. It's like you go to a museum, you look at the art, and you're like, wow, that was great. You leave, you come back a couple years later, and you see it again, and you're like, wow, that was great. That's what it is for me.
Facts.
Not like Star Wars, where it's like everything I do is like kind of because of Star Wars.
That's funny. Oh yeah. Did you do anything interesting this week? Did we even talk about our weeks?
No, we didn't at all. School started for me on Wednesday.
Yeah, we're at like 50. It's gonna be a long one.
Oh shoot, yeah. Well, you know what? It's been fun. So, and you know what? It's content maybe we will. Maybe it'll be another month before we upload again. So
Yeah, exactly. This is a little
audience,
treat.
you'll have enough to tide yourselves over.
Yeah, exactly. What'd you do this week?
Started classes on Wednesday. They're pretty good. It seems like it's going to be an easier semester than last semester, which is nice because last semester was crazy. And I'm taking some fun electives. Doing steel band again.
Steel Pan.
Steel band.
You can learn how to play some Mario songs on there. They use.
I know
Steel
how to
Pan.
play. Do you know Super Mario Galaxy, the first one?
Yeah.
Do you know the beehive, like the beehive honeycomb?
I know
Galaxy?
what level you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. And
I
the
don't know
music
if I
music-
can recognize the music, but
All right, it goes
I
like,
remember like it was pretty iconic.
it goes like bum 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 bum.
I'll look
You know,
it up. I'll look it up. You know how to play
it's
that?
really catchy. I learned how to play it on Steel Pan because
That's
Colin
sick.
was like, "You should learn that." So I took a video of myself playing it. But yeah, it sounds really good because I think it's originally on. It's on a very Steel Pan-y instrument in the game.
Yeah.
But
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like I hear Steel Pan a lot in Mario songs, like
I think-
Sunshine, like
yeah, it's probably in a lot of it, and you don't notice it like as Steel Pan, but it's
Yeah.
like there. You know, it's cool.
yeah,
Yeah, so
But,
I gotta
yeah.
learn some more of that.
that's
Doing
cool.
piano. Nothing's really different. I went to the gym yesterday, finally, and I've been doing like my like daily workout in my room. And now I'm
Facts.
super ridiculously sore.
Yeah,
But the good thing is it's like everything that I intended to target is sore. Like I did basically triceps and chest at the gym yesterday, and I can't move either today. So
hell
a good
yeah,
start.
hell yeah,
yeah.
dope. Yeah, I ain't really been doing much. I mean, just been making my way through classes and shit, trying to get shit done, working. I've been working at Chipotle this week. This was my first week
Yeah,
at
how is that
Chipotle.
going?
This is my first week at Chipotle. That's right.
Are you washing dishes?
No.
Yeah.
Which is dumb. Like I'm hella glad that I'm not washing dishes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like on the line. I'd be like in the front, like I'd like, hello, welcome to Chipotle. Like, what can I get you?
Nice.
Cool.
So you do the meat, the
Yeah.
rice, and beans.
I do. I do it all pretty much. I'm not the best at rolling the burritos.
Oh, so you'll go to like all the way to the end sometimes.
Sometimes,
Oh,
if
yeah.
there's no one else.
Right,
Usually
yeah.
there's like another person that does that.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, it's pretty busy, but it makes the shifts go fast. So
Yeah, that's nice. There's a couple people working at the Chipotle on campus or like just off campus here that like they seem like they hate their job like a lot.
yeah, actually,
Like,
there's
a
some
couple who
people.
just don't say anything. They just grab the bowl and they just wait for you to tell them, and it's like, okay, dude.
That's what I
know you
do.
want to be here, but don't take it out on me. I just want my food.
That's what I do. But it's
No, but you say welcome to Chipotle, right? You say
yeah. I
something.
usually say like, what can I get you?
Exactly. These people, they will just stand there and look at me. Like there's
Oh.
two people I'm thinking of. They'll just and be like, and I'm like, hi, could I get a bowl? And then they're
Oh yeah, that's
like
fucked
they
up.
just don't prompt at all. They just wait. And it's like
Yeah,
you can just
no.
tell that they wanna like.
That
go.
sucks.
I mean, not really.
There's some people. I think there's some people at mine that used to work at that one, and they said that one sucked.
The one in Tucson.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. They were like, yeah,
He's
this
like-
one guy, he was like, yeah, I used to work at one in Tucson. It was so slow all the time. It sucked. I was like,
Really? Wow. Yeah, it's pretty slow when it's not lunchtime. Like
Okay.
at lunchtime, it like gets super busy, I think. And then, but I don't go like right at noon, so like.
it's usually pretty busy just constantly at this
Wow.
one because it's right. I mean, it's right in the middle of Tempe, so it's like
Yeah.
we get
gotta be-
students, we get regular people, we get
Yeah,
hobos.
see, we get like mostly students at the Tucson one,
Yeah,
I think.
Okay.
So,
But yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty good. Everybody there is nice. Everybody, I'm getting along pretty well. I feel with most people,
nice.
and yeah, I'll keep you all updated. I'm waiting on that first check. See what see what that's looking like. I think that
Check.
should come in like next week.
What are your hours? Like how much you working?
I worked like just under 20
Okay.
this week, but I worked like 25 next week.
Oh,
Next week. So
Pretty good.
yeah, taking an A session class. That's taking up a decent amount of my time. EMOP, electrical, magnetic, and optical properties of materials.
Wow.
Materials characterization. Hellish shit going on for school. So I've just been working in school basically. But you know, I've been staying. I still feel on top of it. We'll see how that's going as we go. But yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I've just been chilling other than that.
Yeah, school is. I kind of like being back at school because it simplifies your routine to basically school and work. Like, I'm doing school. I'm doing preceptoring.
It feels like
music.
What I'm finding is that I have like something I heard the other day. I forgot where I heard it, but it was a saying. It was some days or some decades happen in weeks, and some weeks happen in decades. You know what I mean?
Wait, so some decades happen in weeks. Okay. So some decades are short and some weeks are long? Oh,
no.
Shoot.
Think about it less literal.
Some decades
happen in weeks. But some weeks happen in decades.
How does that not mean that some decades are short and some weeks are
sometimes really important things that have consequences that will carry out for the next decade happen in weeks.
Oh.
Like sometimes just like decades of your life metaphorically will happen in the span of weeks.
Right.
And then sometimes a decade will go by and it just feels like nothing really happened.
Okay.
I forgot where I heard that, but
why did you bring that up? No, I forgot what we were talking about.
I kind of forgot too, but I brought it up because like I'm finding that it's life is more about like taking the time periods where it's like the weeks are happening in the decade, you know what I mean, where it's slow times, taking that time and that's when you like explore the things that you want to do. Like when it's slow, you have to really motivate yourself to like get up and keep moving even when it is slow, because if you're moving when it's slow, when it gets fast, you'll be able to capitalize on that opportunity time even more. If not even more, it's just like you'll be ready for it, I guess. But yeah, like they all have like their own their own purpose, you know what I mean? Like and also you like can't have one without the other. I don't know, but yeah, I feel like I'm kind of, that's what school feels like to me, is like a slow time. That's what I was trying to say.
For me, school is a little bit like more of a fast time. I think sometimes when I have a ton of freedom, I end up not doing much, even though I have a lot of stuff I need to do. So when I have like a schedule that's like has a lot of mandatory things on it, like school, I end up being more productive outside of those mandatory things. So I think my slow times are kind of like winter break. That was super slow for me. And like summer break sometimes when I'm not like working. So yeah.
I feel like I go a little faster during those times.
Really?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of times I'm not prepared for the faster times. So I'm trying to go fast and I can't go fast because I haven't started yet, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I like that quote.
I do too. I've been thinking about that lately. I forgot where I heard it. I don't even know where I heard it from.
Yeah. If you're to our vast audience, if you know or you are the source of that quote, leave a comment. Leave a like and a comment below.
Yeah, facts. But yeah. So, guess don't get too tripped up if you feel like you aren't going at the speed that you want to. Because sometimes decades happen in weeks, and sometimes weeks happen in decades. Facts.
All right,
bro
I think we're done.
But yeah, I think we're done. We're like just 20 seconds until an hour.
Oh boy. All right.
What should we name this one?
We had the petrification of Twitch.
Petrification of Twitch. Yeah.
Even though that was like not related.
Even though,
to
yeah, it
most
was like a
of what we
very
talked about.
short thing. Yes, I like. It
let's just go
sounds
with it.
cool.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
All right. Oh, that's an hour.
All right.
All right, we have one.
Wow,
Okay.
That was 20
yeah.
seconds. Jeez.
Yeah. What? Oh, damn.
The weeks happen in, or
Those-
the decades happen in a week
Sometimes
right
the
now.
decades happen in weeks. You know what I'm saying? You know. Yeah.
That 20 seconds happened in a week.
That 20
yeah.
seconds happened in like a second. All right. Goodbye. I'm Hungry Nation. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know. Do you continue want 45-minute episodes or an hour episodes? I don't really know, and you're gonna get what you get. So
It probably have no bearing on the actual
yeah, like
result.
if you comment in an hour, you might get a 45. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
But the cookie crumbles. You know, days happen in weeks. You know. All right. Goodbye.